Hello, welcome to Python Superclass, and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. In this course, we are going to cover each and every aspect of Python programming. This course has been designed for any person who wants to learn Python or who wants to be perfect in Python. So let's see what is there in this course. In this course, we'll first start by having a 10,000 feet overview about Python. Here we'll talk about history of Python, features of Python, and some of the basics of Python like data types, data structures, functions, etc. Then we'll deep dive into each of the topic and we'll cover each and every topic in much detail. In the second section, we are going to cover Python basics. Here we will see the Python data types, indentation, comments and documentation, date and time, enumeration, sets, operators, variable scope and binding in detail. After this, we are going to cover Python data structures. Here we will talk about arrays, multi-dimension arrays, dictionaries, list, linked list, heap, and tuple. Once we understand how to store and organize the data, we'll move on to the control structures. Here, we will understand the conditional constructs as well as the repetitive constructs. In conditional constructs, we are going to cover if-else, whereas in repetitive constructs, we are going to cover for loop and while loop. We are also going to cover iterables and iterators. We'll see the range function and we will also look at the list comprehensions. Once done, we'll move on to the functions and methods section. Here we'll see how to create a function, what are the different types of arguments that can be passed in a function, how to call a function, what are lambda functions, what are function decorators, coroutines, and then we will also see what are partial functions. Once done, we'll move on to the input and output side of Python. Here we will see inputs and outputs. We'll also understand about the string formatting and we'll look into the string functions. After that, we will also talk about how to work with different types of files like CSV, JSON files, and much more. Once we are done with the basics, we will move on to the advanced parts. Here we will talk about some of the advanced functions like zip, map, filter, reduce, enumerate, all and any. And once that is done, we'll also understand what is tuple unpacking. Once done, we'll talk about iterators and generators. Here we will see what are generators, how generators are different from iterators. Then we will also see the yield statement and the difference between yield and return statement. Once done, we will talk about errors and exceptions. Here we will talk about what are the different type of errors and how it is different from exceptions. We will also talk about how to handle the exceptions, how to work with custom exceptions. Then we are going to look into two of the packages that are used for working with errors and unit testing, that is PyLint and unit test libraries. Once done, we'll move on to the object-oriented part. Here we will talk about what is object-oriented programming. We will see how to implement class, objects, polymorphism, inheritance in Python. We will also talk about some of the special methods in Python. Then we will talk about design patterns, meta classes, abstract classes, and class decorators. Once we understand the nuances of object-oriented programming, we'll move on to the modules and packages part. Here we will understand what is a module, how to import a module, how to download a module, how to create a module, how to update a module, and then we will also understand what is the difference between a module and a package. Once done, we'll talk about the basics of some of the common modules like math, complex, datetime, operators, SQLite 3, OS, locale, etc. Once we are done with the classical programming, we will move on to the multi-threading and multiprocessing part of Python. Here we'll talk about multiprocessing, how it is different from multi-threading. We'll talk how to execute two jobs concurrently in a Python code. Once done, we'll also understand the risk involved in multi-threading and how to handle them. Also, we'll talk about garbage collection. Then we'll also move to the advanced topics in Python, where we will see deep copy and shallow copy, Python debugger, regular expressions, context managers, how to create an environment, how to extend the Python code, how to parse the command line arguments, how to package your code in terms of setup, how to work with recursion. We'll also talk about type hints, data serialization, logging, and accessing the source code and bytecode. Also, we'll talk about the Python entity patterns. Once you are there done with all the recipes of Python, we will move on to the applications part. Here we'll create one application for each of these type. We'll create one desktop application, we'll create one game, we'll do the web scraping and also the HTML parsing. We'll also create a web services, also create a web service in Python. We are going to do data visualization. We are going to develop one website using Flask and one website using Django framework. Once done, we'll move on to the networking part and how to work with graphics. Here we will see how to work with graphics, how to work with images and all those things. Once done, we'll understand how to create Windows services and also how to work with sounds, how to do data profiling in Python. We'll also work with the Python integration with SQL and NoSQL databases and also the Hadoop systems. Then we will create one application where we will and show how to do data science projects in Python. And once done, we'll also tell you how to integrate the Python with GCP and AWS. Once we are done with the applications, we are going to move on to the crucial part of interview questions. Here we will see what are the commonly asked questions into the interview and how to answer them. So I hope you must have got an idea what's there in this course. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.